right. We are live. Happy Monday, everyone. Today is the first day of Movement for Mamas Challenge, and I'm super excited to be here today. This challenge was inspired by being pregnant and having a very difficult first trimester. And I wanted to give back to other mamas, whether you're pregnant, postpartum, or wrangling around a few kids. If you're not pregnant, you are welcome here to move your body daily. But I wanted to give back because I know how much I mentally struggled to show up on my mat, and it is a really good feeling to be surrounded by other mamas, moving our bodies together in a way that feels really good and is safe for our bodies. So with that, for those of you that are new to me, I am Jackie Smith of Adapts By Jax. I'm a holistic integrative nutrition health coach. I am also a fitness instructor specializing in barre, yoga, pre and postnatal. I am currently pregnant at 15 weeks and I have a 17-month-old daughter. So it's been fun running around and definitely have felt much worse this pregnancy. But with that being said, I just wanted to say I am super excited for all of you to be here and to be sharing what I am passionate about and what I love doing every day in and out, which is moving my body to really help me feel sane. With that, today's focus is going to be, let's start from the basics, and this applies to everyone, regardless if you're pregnant, if you're postpartum, if you are a mother of, 3 and 5 years old. This is always what we want to come back to is the basics. So today is going to be focusing on prenatal core and pelvic floor power, because no one ever really talks about our pelvic floor, and you don't realize until after you give birth that you completely have no connection to it and never really understood how to breathe in the first place. But before we get started, I always like to start my classes with a positive affirmation. So the first one is from the Beautiful Hope Cards by Kindside, one of my mom friends and besties, Lindsay Quinlan. I see the light in everyone, including myself. So take that how you need it today. And now I have a pregnancy positive affirmation. It is, I am supported and loved. Remember, by showing up on your mat, by showing up here today, by talking to your mom friends, by talking to your friends and family, you are supported and loved. So we're going to start just going over the basics of the core canister, because I think it helps to have an understanding of what we're actually working before we dive into the pelvic floor. And then also, and don't mind the baby crying in the background, that is my nephew. My daughter is currently napping, but that's life, this is how it works. Dakota's in all of my other workout videos. So find yourself in a seated, comfortable position. I find the best way to find your pelvic floor, I like to sit on a yoga block. You can sit on the edge of a chair. You can sit on like a blanket or a pillow. It helps me to stack my bones, so my shoulders over my hips, and it helps me to find neutral alignment. So I'm not tucking under, I'm not tucking in, none of that. We're just, finding a comfortable position with our sit bones sitting underneath us. We're gonna roll your shoulders down your back. And then we're gonna work through the core canister. So that consists of the diaphragm, the transverse abdominis, and your pelvic floor. So your diaphragm is what you're breathing into. Your transverse abdominis is what pushes the baby out during pregnancy. And then your pelvic floor is what guides the baby out when you are giving birth, because it is not an easy, seamless journey out of the birth canal. So what we want to do is we want to focus on finding that pelvic floor that takes so much stress and strain during pregnancy, and then also goes through a traumatic experience during birth. But what we want to do is, because all of us, and I am guilty of it, have chronically sucked in for their entire life, shortening the muscles of our pelvic floor. And what we need to learn to do is, in order to really have a more easy birth, right, is to relax those pelvic floor muscles so that the baby can easily glide out with less trauma. So think of your pelvic floor like a tissue. So you have the front, the back, and the sides. So think about it spread out all four corners. And when you breathe in, you're going to Relax that pelvic floor like it's a spread tissue. And then when you're gonna exhale, you're gonna pull all points together. And if you need help finding your front, your back, and your sides, I have a video in my prenatal program on my app that really explains how to find the pelvic floor. And it's one of those things where like we never had to do it before. So once we get the hang of it, it will be much easier. So now I want you to roll those shoulders down your back and take your hands and put it around your ribs. So your fingers in the front and your thumbs behind. So we're gonna breathing in all sides. So not just our bellies, we're not raising our shoulders. We're breathing into all of our fingers as we inhale, relaxing that pelvic floor and shortening the diaphragm. And then you're gonna exhale like you're blowing out of a straw, pull everything in and up. Contracting and activated the pelvic floor. Inhale, exhale, inhale. You can close your eyes and use it sort of as a meditation. Exhale, inhale, exhale, 2 more, exhale, last one, inhale, and exhale. Speed it up, just following the rhythm of your breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, let it go. So in all of my prenatal workouts, come back to that breath. I will always do breath work because it's important to do throughout your pregnancy. Ideally, you're supposed to be doing it every twice a day. I don't know that I do it every single day, but that's why I love having it built into my prenatal workouts and why I wanted to give you some breath work that you can do throughout pregnancy. It's also the first thing I did postpartum in order to help to basically recover and help to heal and start to reactivate that pelvic floor. So with that, let's move into some more of safe core work that you can do in pregnancy. So I hope everyone is feeling good. Take a sip of water if you need it. And we will continue on. So come into a tabletop. So if any of you are familiar with me previous to this live challenge, I am very big on plank series at the beginning and the end of my workouts. But we're obviously not going to do that. Come into your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hip, plug the tops of your feet into the mat, and you're going to give your baby a nice little hug. We're going to come through a cat-cow stairs just to warm up the body. We're not going to fully extend, we're just going to find a neutral spine here, and then we're going to exhale, pull the belly away for cat. So cow, find a neutral spine, exhale, press away, pull the belly to the spine. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more breath, inhale. Using that 360 breathing, exhale. Find a neutral spine. Now, typically in your first and second trimester, you might feel comfortable doing a straight arm plank. To be honest, I felt comfortable in my first pregnancy, but my abs separated at about 7 weeks. So I actually stick away from no forearm planks. I might do a modified straight arm plank, but for the most part, I've been really loving and living here, which is coming into that tabletop, tucking your toes, lifting your knees 1 inch above the mat, hugging baby, pressing firmly on the mat. Inhale, relaxing that pelvic floor. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Drop it down. Then we're going to come into a right side plank. So you're going to drop your right fist to your left elbow, and then you're going to stack your knees. You want your hips stacked as well, so we're not gonna do straight leg, but you will get a lot of pelvic floor strength here. You're gonna lift your left arm to the ceiling, little pulses. So think about stacking those hips. I really enjoy doing these in my prenatal workouts. I'm big on doing things that are going to strengthen my transverse abdominals, your innermost abs, and your obliques. Hold it up. Now we're gonna lift that top leg and drop it down. So think about cinching that right side body, maybe activating a little bit out of glute as you flex that foot. For 4, 3, 2, keep smiling. Last one, put your arm over your ear, hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, drop it down. We're coming into the other side. So left side plank, left forearm down, stack those knees, stack those hips. We're gonna send our right arm to the ceiling, little pulses up, right here. So think about binding as if your legs are straight, but you're activating that left side body. For 8, 7, 6, 5, get ready to lift that top leg in 4, 3, 2, hold it up, extend the right leg long, tap it down. This looks way harder than it is, but it's really good for your core, your obliques, your booty. For 4, keep breathing, 3, last 2, last 1, arm over here, hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna come back through our, basically a plank bear hold. So you're gonna tuck those toes one last time, hold for 3 breaths, lift the knees up, hug your baby, pull everything in, protect that back, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, one last breath, inhale, and exhale. Drop it down, take a child's pose. Send your fingertips long, activate the forearms off the mat. Take 2 breaths here, inhale. Again, relaxing that pelvic floor, exhale, pull it in and out. Inhale, exhale, and slowly roll up. I was actually telling this yesterday to my sister that sometimes people actually have easier time finding their pelvic floor in child's pose. So don't feel like you have to do it sitting up. You might find it better laying on your back or in tabletop. So remember to try the different positions to see what resonates best with you when you reconnect with that pelvic floor. And then our last set for abdominals for prenatal core, also great for postpartum. I did a ton of prenatal workouts leading up into building back up my strength and my pelvic floor. But I love to stay in tabletop because it is such sneaky core and allows you to work also your booty and your legs at the same time. So hands under shoulders, knees under hip, hug baby, slight bend in those elbows. We're gonna come into bird dogs. So we're gonna inhale, send our arms out, exhale, lift, and lower. Pull it back in. So we inhale, exhale, pull it in. So right now I'm doing my right arm, left leg. So think about looking at the top of your mat. Your neck is super long. We're not sinking into that right hip. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Now we're gonna hold our right arm and left arm out. We're gonna do a diagonal bird dog. So my right arm goes out 2 inches, my left leg goes out 2 inches, and then I squeeze it back in. This is where you wanna think about activating the inner thigh. Whew. Slight bend in that left elbow. We finish with a pulse after this on this side. In 4, woo. 3, you got this, mama. 2, keep smiling. 1, bring that arm straight forward, that left leg back, pulse it up right here. For 8, 7, keep hugging baby. For 6, 5, 4, you got this. 3, 2, hold it up, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back through your child's pose. One more breath here, inhale. And exhale, we'll come to the other side. So remember, reset. Hands under shoulders, slight bend in those elbows. Hug the baby in. We're gonna extend our left arm and our right leg. So we're gonna inhale, send it out. Exhale, lift and lower, pull it back in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep going, find your own rhythm, your space. This is your time on the mat, so do what feels good to you. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Now we're gonna extend that left arm out, right leg out. Now your left hand comes out 2 inches as your right leg goes out 2 inches. So we send it out slightly and then we squeeze it all back in together. This is where you're gonna activate that inner thigh. Inhale, exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, exhale, you're doing amazing. Keep it up, we're almost there. We finish with a pulse in 4, 3, 2, last one, hold it out, little pulses for 8, 7, you got this mama, 6, stick with it, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it out, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down, child's pose. Take 2 breaths here, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Slowly roll up, and we will finish with a nice little pelvic floor stretch. So you're gonna come onto your knees, left knee bent, straighten that right leg, and then drop your hands down. You're gonna lean your weight over your wrist, send your hips back, and then just rock forward and backward, inhaling forward, exhaling it back. I'm just gonna move up on my mat. This will really help to open up the pelvic floor, the inner thigh, whatever's feeling tight, the hip. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center, switch sides. Now right knee is underneath you, left leg is straight. Drop your hands down, bring your weight over your wrist, send your hips back. Last thing right here. So as much as we're contracting, we also want to make sure we're relaxing that pelvic floor. This also feels really nice. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Bring that knee back together. And we'll finish with a nice inhale and exhale together. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, let it go. And you are all done, mama. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Remember, I see the light in everything, including myself, and I am supported and loved. I hope this was super helpful. You learned more about your pelvic floor and how to breathe through pregnancy and beyond. And get ready for tomorrow, which is upper body boom. You know me, my prenatal workouts are not fluff. So bring your weights and get ready until tomorrow.